Well, hi everybody, Mindy here from MindyYost.com, the forex website that every forex trader needs to know about. I wanted to talk to you today about something that I don't usually talk about. Usually when I'm talking to you, I'm talking about either events that are happening in the forex world, or I'm talking to you about the EAs that I develop, which EAs, if you're not sure, are auto trading robots. But today I want to focus on talking to people who are manual traders, because I have an awful lot of people who contact me and tell me that they're manual traders and they need help, and a lot of them have taken this class that I offer. It was originally a 7-week course on manual trading that tells you everything that you need to know if you're going to be trading manually. It's 35 classes, 2 hours each, and this course is still available. But for those of you who are manual traders and already know how to trade, I wanted to talk to you today about an indicator that I developed for you, specifically manual traders, and it's called Mega Gold Lines Indicator for manual traders. Okay, now this is only good on MetaTrader 4 platforms, but what it does, it allows you to be able to easily find trades to enter, but it also helps you know when to exit those trades as well. And I'm going to show that to you right now. So I'm going to pull my website down out of the way and show you a MetaTrader 4 platform that is using the Mega Gold Lines as an indicator on charts. Now, typically what I do when I'm trading, because I trade kind of a combination of my EAs and manual trading. Typically when you see my screens of my MetaTrader platforms, they look kind of like this, where all of the pairs that I'm currently trading with my EA has a little chart with the EA dashboard on it, and I can kind of go in there and manage, the properties if I want to make changes or something. But when I'm trading manually, what I do is I have these extra charts that I just kind of pull them up and put them in front of those other charts. And what these are just blank charts. The only thing on them is the Mega Gold Line indicators. Okay, now if you like to see the price boxes, you can add the price boxes or not just by clicking that little button. Now this indicator that I'm talking to you about today, what it does is you can put it on any time frame, and you can put it on as many charts as you want to. But I think it's most effective when you use it on multiple time frame charts all at the same time, right? And that way you can kind of judge what the price action is doing on a short-term chart and some mid-time frame charts and a daily chart or a weekly chart to give you a bigger picture. And so if you really wanted to take a good look at the daily chart, let's say, you could pull that over, and of course you can shrink up the bars and stuff if you wanted to try to get a good feel for what the current trend is doing and things like that. You can do that. But it's really important that when you're trading, especially when you're trading manually, you have to have a strategy, right? And almost every manual trader has a strategy. But one of the problems that traders have is they might know when to go into a trade, but then they're at a total loss as to how long to keep the trade or when to get out of the trade profitably. And so what my Mega Gold Line indicator does is it kind of tells you when to get out of trades if you're already in them, right? Or if you're not sure when to enter trades, it'll help you find entry points on trades. Now, the way that you would use this, these lines that I have on these charts, there's two lines above the price action and there's 2 lines below the price action. Okay? And it's the same on every time frame, but you can tell that the time frames look completely different. Like the current bar right now on the 4-hour chart looks like this, right? Where we've been close to the top of the chart, right? But if you look at that same price point on the 15-minute chart, we're kind of down at the bottom, toward the bottom of the bands, right? But when you get used to using these charts, you can incorporate whatever strategy you're using into them. Because let's say that you had made a buy trade on Friday. Today's Saturday, so the market's actually not open right now. But if you had done a buy trade when the Friday trading day started, then what you would probably want to do with that trade, once you see that the hour chart is kind of topping out here, you would probably want to go ahead and either close your trade and take that profit, or you would want to put in some kind of a profit stop, which is like a stop loss, but it's protecting profit instead of a loss, right? To make sure that your trade wouldn't go underwater and maybe lose half or more than half of the profit that you had made that day. Now, if you're unsure on when to enter a trade, what I tell people to do is to watch multiple time frames at the same time. Because what the lines are telling you that are above and below the price action, they're giving you the range where the price should be trading at any moment in time. So if we're looking at this 15-minute chart on AUD/USD, we know that the price is just as comfortable trading right up here, right under the high lines, as it is trading right down here at the low lines, okay? And that same situation is valid for every different time frame. But if I had been looking for a trade to take, let me just back this up a little bit, and we'll back up through the day. And in situations where you see that the price action has exceeded the boundaries of where it should be trading during this time frame, if that corresponds with a high spot on an hour chart or a 4-hour chart or the daily chart, then that would probably be an excellent entry point, right? And then as the price comes back into the range where it should be trading, then you would want to watch and manage that trade, okay? And when the price starts getting back to the center, the moving average of that time frame, you would probably want to add a profit stop. And then as it got back to the moving averages on the next higher time frame, you'd want to move your profit stop down, and so on down the line as you look at the different time frames of charts, right? So anyway, what this mega gold lines are they're a way to help you not only enter trades but also know when to get out of trades. So anyway, I think you're going to really like this indicator if you try it. It's very economical to use. It's not nearly as expensive as my auto trading EAs are, but you can give it a try for a month and see if you like it for $40. And the thing is, if this indicator can help you close 2 or 3 trades a day, where you're making maybe anywhere from 5 to 50 pips off of them, it would literally pay for itself in a day, or sometimes in one trade, right? So I suggest that you Give it a try for a month and see what you think. I think you're really going to like it, and I think it would help your trading quite a bit. Now, with indicators, we can do strategy testing on indicators the same way we do strategy testing on EA programs, right? So if we wanted to do a strategy test on this EA, what we would do is we would go up to View, come down to Strategy Tester, and then we would set up this strategy tester by first telling it that we want it to test an indicator. And then we would go over here and select which indicator we want to test. This one. And then let's do AUD USD. So we'll set it for AUD USD. And then we're going to tell it that we want it to use the data. Let's just see how much it would have done if we test it from January 1st of this year to February 1st of this year. So we'll set these dates to January 1st to February 1st, and then we'll come over here and let's test the indicator on the 15-minute time chart, right? And we'll use a spread of 2 because that's pretty common of a spread. It's actually kind of a high spread. And then when we click the indicator properties, I like to change the color of the numbers that appear below each price bar. It tells you how many pips that price bar was from high to low. And I like to change that to black, but you don't have to. Okay? And then let me scoot this down just a little bit. What we're going to do is have it show us the visual mode. Now what that's going to do when it starts the strategy test, it's going to create a chart, and the chart's going to go through and show you what the chart looks like as time is progressing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start the test. See, this is the chart. Now I'm going to pause this for just a minute. This is the chart that was created by the strategy test, and what I'm going to do is change the look of the chart so that we can see the indicator better. So I'm going to go to the properties window. I'm going to change the background on the chart to white and the foreground to black. And then I'm going to get rid of those grid lines because they just get in the way. And then I'm going to change the color of a bar going up as a dark green, and I'm going to change the bar for a bar going down as this dark red. Okay, then I'm going to click OK on that, and now I'm also going to make this bigger so that we can see it even better, and then I'm going to scroll it to the end. Now we are starting our test on January 1st. So what I'm going to do here also is I'm going to draw a line where we're starting our test. Okay, so now that I have the chart the way I want it, I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on, and then to speed it up even more, I'm going to go ahead and change this setting here to make it run really fast. Okay, but actually that might be a little too fast because I want you guys to be able to see. Now here was the situation right here. Now this is a 15-minute chart, and what we would be looking for is we would be looking for price bars that exceeded the boundaries of where the price should be trading. And as you can see, that happened right here. Okay, so if you were only using a 15-minute chart to select your entries, what we know is when the price exceeds where the boundaries of where it should be trading, it will usually come right back into where the area where it should be trading. So that would be a signal for a sell trade. And then as that trade gets profitable, you would be adding a profit stop to the trade. And if you didn't get stopped out and you see the price is now exceeding the boundaries of where it belongs below the boundary, you would want to close that trade right there. And you would have made in that trade about 35 pips. That one trade alone would pay for your month of using this EA. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn it back on now so that it will keep going, and then I'll speed it up a little bit to make it go a little bit faster. There we go again. Well, anyway, it's going awfully quickly, but see, you can see that the price exceeds where it should be trading quite often. But let me explain something else. What you also want to pay attention to is how big is the bar actually when it exceeds. Because what you're looking for long bars that pop out. That's what I call these pop outs, right? So what you really want to find is not pop outs on bar lengths that are only 4 or 5 or 6 pips tall, because you want to have price when it rebounds back into where it should be trading. You want to have that to where you could realistically expect to maybe make 10 pips or more, right? So we don't necessarily use every pop out as an entry signal. What we're looking for, I call them long bar pop outs. Okay, so we'll turn this back on now. And here we go again. Okay, now there was another one. Whoops. It kind of got away from me. I don't know if I can back it up. Yeah, I can. Okay, so here we had another bar. Now, see, the bars had been really small, right? 4, 5, 6, stuff like that. You really want a bar that's probably at least more than about 15 to 20 pips before you would go in. And here we had one that was 39 pips. So here again, this would have been an excellent entry area. And as the price moved back up, you'd be putting a profit stop on that trade. If you didn't get stopped out, you would probably want to exit that trade right there. Because if it's popped out, it's probably going to come back in. And we never know after it comes back in if it's going to go low or high, or, because the price is happy in between these upper and lower bands. So, but on this one, you could have made, you doubt that you would have gotten in at the bottom of the bar, but you probably would have gotten in at least somewhere around here. Okay? And so you probably could have made about 40 pips off of that trade. Okay? And that trade would have happened on January 5th. I think that first one that we looked at would have been about January 2nd or something. So let's scroll this back to the current and turn it back on and just watch as these things roll through. Now see, all these bars that are real little, that's when you might as well go shopping or go eat dinner or go to sleep or something. That's not a busy time during the trading days, right? So here we go again, where we had a bar. It didn't give a sell signal because the price did not exceed the bands, but that same price bar, when it came down, might have easily given you a buy signal somewhere between here and here. Okay, so price somewhere when that bar was between 40 and 60 pips. Okay, and you probably would have wanted to have a profit stop on it when it came back in, and then it went down again, but you would already be out of that trade, maybe for only about 5 or 10 pips. But we'd be waiting now for the next time that it exceeded the bands. Now there was another one that would have been an excellent entry, right? Now this one happened on January 12th. Here's one that would have made a good entry. That happened on January 15th. There would have been an excellent entry. Happened also on January 15th. See here now here's a situation where, let's say you're using some other trading strategy to go into a trade. The thing is, when you see this new down trend happening, you might want to use this information on how you're going to manage the trade that you are in from some other trading strategy that you're using, right? So anyway, these bands are really, really good for anybody who is manually trading. But now see here we have some kind of fake outs, I call them, because this looks like a nice long bar and it popped out, right? But when you look at the bar length, it was only 7 pips. That means that the price really is a lot more consolidated in here than it looks, okay? So, and that's the importance of knowing what the bar lengths are without having to try to click on them and go over here and use the scale to figure out, you know, how big the bar was. But now here's some more that are kind of fake outs, but this one would have been probably a good bar to enter on. But as you can see, these long bar pop outs happen maybe not every single day, but most days. There'll be at least 1 or 2 or more in every pair. And of course you can use this on multiple pairs. I personally watch 13 pairs. And this is going really fast. You have to remember that this is a 15-minute bar. Okay, so the strategy tester is just flying through these so that we can get through this without spending, you know, a month watching these bars. But here again is a bar that would have been awfully close. And there's a 12-pip bar that would have given a sell signal. But you have to remember the bigger the bar is, the better. And it's really best to try to look for bars that are at least 15 to 20 pips or more, right? But if you have an 18 pip bar, a lot of times you can get away with that. Now let's say that you did go into a sell trade here. Well, what we see is that if you didn't get out of that trade fast enough, that trade would have gone negative for about an hour before you would have gotten back over here where you could have gotten out of that trade for a profit. So, you know, you do have to also have a plan on what you're going to do if you have a trade that goes negative. But if you're watching not only the 15-minute chart, but maybe the hour chart at the same time, then you can usually get even better trades because you would be looking for a price bar that exceeded the limits of where it should be trading on multiple time frames. See? So anyway, this is how it does it. I'll just let this go ahead and run. We're up to, it looks like about the 24th. So we only have a few days left. But as this is going, I'm sure that you're recognizing in here where you would be wanting to put your trades, you know, your sell trades and your buy trades. So it's pretty easy to watch it, actually. especially when it's going this fast. And we're getting awfully close to the end. And there's the end. Okay, so that was the end of this test. So now the thing is, when we're doing indicators, there's really nothing to give us any kind of a report, because it's not making trades. You know, it's just indicating where you should make trades. So there's really nothing down here in the results and the graph and the report of the strategy tester that's going to help, right? But except for when you're using the strategy tester, you can stop the strategy test the same way I did whenever you want to pause it, like right here. You know, you can pause and then turn it back on, and you can look at those trades and say, yeah, would I have made a trade here? You know, and if I had made a trade here, ooh, it wouldn't have made much money, and if I didn't get out of it on time, I might have been in it for, you know, hours and hours before I found a bar where I could make a profit off of that trade, right? But if you had gone into a sell trade here, you know, you would have taken that sell trade out here because it would be time for a buy trade. And then this buy trade, you might have potentially made as much as about 40 pips off of it, depending on how soon you put your profit stop on it. Or if you didn't use a profit stop and we're just going to close it. And then up here you'd be doing a sell again, right? Down here you'd be doing a buy again. So you can see that, you know, sometimes there's a lot of trades in a very short period of time, because these are 15-minute bars. So here's 1 hour, 2 hours. In this 2-hour period right here, you could have potentially made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 trades potentially, right? So anyway, that is the Mega Gold Lines indicator. And if you're interested in buying this indicator, then come to my website, MindyYost.com. And if you scroll down in my website, you'll find the information about the Mega Gold Lines indicator. Now, if you'd like to also have more information about my manual trading strategy, then this would be the class that you would want to take, okay? I also have other programs to help you learn how to trade if you're new to trading. I have a money management workshop that's available on demand. Of course, all my stuff is available on demand. I have a hedging workshop which teaches you what hedging is about. I have a scalping strategy workshop. So anyway, I pretty much have anything that you would need to help you really get to be a profitable trader, whether you want to trade manually or whether you want to look into my Magic EA or my new Mega Magic EA. So anyway, that's the video for today. I hope I am able to talk to you soon, and happy trading, everybody. Bye for now.